I think that was the winner with all the bullshit in
Am I
between.
laughing?
Yeah. This is Reject Radio's first episode. I'm... What? Perfect. Did you just spill tea? This is Reject Radio's first episode. I'm Jen. This is Eli. We're in an RV that we've been in for the last 3 years.
We started out in Florida. Our relationship was fresh as fuck. We had just U-hauled our entire life from Philly, and we were starting over from ground zero.
We were completely lost in Florida. We had no idea what we wanted to do.
My ex just ruined my credit, so all my crazy Capricorn business plans out the fucking window.
We were craving travel of some sort, and we also just wanted a break away from conventional jobs entirely and to heal and be on this path of self-discovery and artistic freedom, and just, it didn't go anything like that, but in a
We
way...
were also supposed to get married on the road, but in this 3 years...
we had a bunch of fairy tales going into it.
Yeah, these fairy tales. The guy's like, I'm going to be painting in the woods and healing my trauma. Like, we have healed a lot, but it was healing by fire entirely.
So we did get what we asked for with this $6,000 RV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a gem of a find. It's a year older than I am. It's 31 years old. It's a beautiful 1995 Damon Challenger diesel.
And we have driven this thing across the country multiple times, yeah.
Twice. We had how many breakdowns?
Oh, several. Too many to count.
At least
Most
5
of
to
the trip
7.
was a breakdown.
Mentally,
spiritually, emotionally,
but the RV
physically.
itself only broke down like 5 times, and most of which were like one incident that took multiple fixings by me.
Yep. And our dogs are these little like rescue rejects, and we just felt like that's what it was. We were this mobile house on wheels. So when we got the RV, we named it the House of Rejects because we both don't really have a relationship with our families and have very niche interests that go against the grain of society and the
we
things
were like
that
rejecting what society is.
Yeah, and our dogs are these 2 little reject rescues, so you know, it kind of
you just fit, you know?
Fit.
These little rejects. We never had a group. I never had a group of friends like solidly. I've always wanted like a little community. You know, we're just little black sheep floaters, you know? So House of Rejects is so fitting, and that spirals into Reject Radio, and it happened to turn into our entire brand, which is official HOR, so official House of Rejects, official whore, however you want to say it. And that all started because, you know, people loved the RV content on TikTok, so people were, like, supporting, and, like, someone bought us an air conditioner. And I was like, dude, I felt like I had to give back, so I started making shirts, and that's how I learned how to screen print. I made my first screen out of a curtain and like some scrap plywood I had underneath the RV, and I started screen printing, and that kind of like blew up, and we started pushing shirts around, and yeah, then it spiraled into official HOR because that's the domain that was available. And that's why it was, and I was like, official whore.
We're
that's
not paying
badass.
$1 million for the House of Rejects spelled out for that. Yeah,
give a fuck, official whore.
Yeah, and we've really like made this whole trip with such drastic fluctuations in money. Like we've had a couple $100 to $20 to $5 to a couple hundred, lots of ups and downs.
We actually left Florida with like $10,000 worth of debt and like $300 to our name. And like when we first set off in the RV, I had $300 per name. I got like 1 paycheck from this shitty job, and
I had a remote job that was paying $500 a month.
A month.
So that like held
What was
us
like
over.
full-time work?
Yeah, it was full-time work. And we were always in and out of like areas with service because we were boondocking, or we were, you know, just places where there was shitty service. So
and on $500 a month, we did not have Starlink, you know, let's put it that way. Like, no Starlink. We were eating, like, super scrappy.
We were eating cans of beans at this time.
Lots of beans, lots of hash browns. That's cheap. I was, like, making ketchup and oat milk for our coffee.
Because we get crunchy
no ketchup
like that.
in that, you know, but, like...
Not together.
Not together. Separately, like, oat milk for the coffee.
Yeah, that was a process
for the hash browns.
Especially because we have no kitchen space or room.
Oh, we have no fridge. So we're like the first 2 years of RV
no,
life.
Yeah, no electricity.
We had no electricity besides the generators. We didn't have a power box. We had no fridge, and we had like a
no
half
money.
Working heater.
2 dogs.
2 dogs. Like
Big
no
dogs.
money. I had like all my tools with, so I wasn't like too worried about making money on the road. And we had the car, so we could like always do Uber and stuff like that. But like there were certain points we were like so low. But like we made it work, and like we kept this like $12 check in the car.
Our safety.
That was like our savings. That was like our reserve. This $12 check for like over a year and a half, and then it expired. Actually,
and then we
never even fucking used it.
It expired.
Yeah.
I know. I think it's still in there.
Yeah, it probably is. We
Yeah.
should like frame that. Our fucking savings account.
Oh God.
That's so
Write a
funny.
couple zeros at the end of it and frame it.
Yeah, here we go. Manifesting, you know,
yep.
dude, the $12 check.
Yeah, dude. Like our RV trip experience, we just really like went into it with. We probably decided this within a month, less than that. We talked about it
for
one
like
week.
2 weeks, and like we're both just trigger pullers, you know. And like I was making decent money, and she had a job, and like so we were just like, all right, let's do this. And we like scrapped together all our money and drove across Florida, found this RV. It was a weird ass scenario how we got this RV.
Yeah, we had to trust the guy because he was living in it, and it was this whole story, but it ended up working out.
You know, and so he had it at his place for a month so he could put down the down payment on his new place. So yeah. Anyways, that's really besides the point. Yeah, we get into the RV, and then it was like I was driving like an hour and a half to work at this animal sanctuary, like private zoo, essentially, whatever the fuck. Fuck that place. Anyways, so I was like driving, and then they were like, oh, you can like fucking live here in your RV. So then we ended up leaving earlier than even expected, and we just like packed up the RV and left, and then had to do a couple trips in the car to get everything. And so yeah, and then I don't know, I quit that job in an explosion, typical, and we just fucking pieced out from there with like no fucking money.
Yeah, we really didn't have anything at that point. We had like your last check from that job, and then we kind of just were figuring it out. And our whole plan was to start from Florida and go up to Jersey, see my family, because it had been a while.
Well, originally we wanted to see the West Coast, but we hadn't seen our families in like a year already at the point of leaving, and it was like, all right, we knew if we got to the West Coast, we'd be here exploring, having a great time, whatever. So we were like, all right, we should have done that. But all right, we'd go to see her family, and then we were planning on seeing mine, and then hitting the West Coast, and that was the original plan.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that just turned into a disaster on all fronts.
Fucking
you know,
disaster.
My family was the trip was cut short. I was supposed to be there for we wanted to spend at least a week.
A good couple of weeks. It was like
You know?
2 days. Her mom's like, "You're going to fucking hell."
Was that that was the second time or the first time?
That was the first time.
That was the first time?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Can't even remember.
The second time was a whole different fucking over, but
yeah. Yeah, so that was when she found out we were officially dating. My parents are very Catholic, so, you know, homos are a no-go.
Homos are a no-go, you know? So our mom finds out, and it's like, you're going to fucking hell. So then we pieced out of there, and we just like drove across the whole country to see them. We were trying to prepare
I really wanted to see my brother, and that's not his fault, and the whole thing is sad and sucks. But then we go up to Minnesota, and that's a whole other...
That's a whole
other animal
story. We got like 2 fucking overs that trip.
Yep.
Just from
and then we were done getting fucked over and depleted emotionally and financially from both Minnesota and
Minnesota
Jersey.
turned into months of getting fucked over. That was fun. And then after that, we were like, all right, we're free. And so we were going to go hit the West Coast. Now by this point, it's not very warm because it's fall.
It fucked up the whole loose
so
plan we had.
Yeah, the RV's not liking the cold, you know, we're not liking the cold, and then it was like breakdown, Wyoming, you know. We had like a good week, and then it was like breakdown instantly.
Oh,
you know?
It was like pure survival mode. Like,
after that, it got really survival.
Yeah, no money, no like support, resources, anything. Just on the road, praying that this is gonna get to where we need to go. Sleeping in a lot of parking lots.
Yep, the lot life was fun.
Yeah, and after that, what happened? We went to...
Well, we worked this event in Arizona, so we got a little money from that.
Yeah.
But, like, after we left Minnesota, I mean, we broke down in Wyoming. We were stuck there for, like, 4 days. Nobody would work on the RV.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there was multiple breaking downs in South Dakota, but it wasn't the RV. It was, like, the heater.
Something.
And then the fucking generator broke, and then this. And then it was, like, dude, it was, like, what are we even doing? Like, are we, like, on the wrong path? It was just, like, one thing after another. And then we're in Wyoming, and it's like, we're broken down. We actually had the money to get it fucking fixed.
At this point.
At this point. But no one would work on the RV because it's old, and they just didn't want to deal with it, you know? So I ended up having to, like, diagnose this for, like, 4 days, and I figured it out, and then we fixed it. go to Arizona. Phoenix did not like the RV either.
It was so hard to find a place to park anywhere for free.
Yes, we're like bouncing around, and then we worked this event in Phoenix, and by this point, dude, we were so fucking depleted because in Minnesota, like, my mom has a stroke. We're stuck there for like 2 days. I'm in the hospital every day for like 12 hours a fucking day.
For 2 months.
I almost lost my mom. It was crazy. I had to deal with my whole insane family. And
fucked us over financially, so we were just like even more in a hole. Then we burnt more bridges.
Yeah, and then we burnt a bunch more bridges, you know. So I was just so fucking depleted. So we like put out a TikTok. It was like, yeah, can we like work for somebody and just stay on someone's property? We met this awesome lady off TikTok, so she ends up letting us stay at her property in Texas. So now we were like hoping to see the Pacific Northwest in California, maybe, like mainly. And then we end up like not even seeing California. We saw like a little bit of Utah, and then we're like, all right, we're driving all the way to Texas. Holy fuck, is that a boring drive? All the way through New Mexico and Texas. Like, no offense to people from Texas, love a bunch of Texas, but that drive from West Texas across to Houston, holy fuck, that was boring.
And it was hot
as shit, boring, and it was just like nothing. It was just desert.
But that was awesome though, because we had a place to park and like a yard to let the dogs out and just like recover
from the whole trip.
Yeah.
At this point. And at one point, you know, we're in Houston area, we liked it, and we're like, all right, like this is
maybe
nice.
We should just give this RV up.
Yeah, we were like, fuck this RV, man. Like, you know, but then I felt like a failure, you know, we didn't get to enjoy it. So then we like amp ourselves back up from like getting an apartment maybe in Houston to like, okay, we should just take out the RV again.
And then try this all over again.
And we're like trying to be fucking logical. We're like, oh, we're gonna go work at this animal sanctuary, make a bunch of money, have somewhere to stay.
For years.
She knew him for years, and then we're like, all right, yeah. So we do the same fucking route path, basically. Like we're gonna go back to New Jersey. And the whole way up, I'm like, this isn't a good fucking idea. And then we get there, and within a week, explosion. We just drove across the country for like, we spent more money fucking getting there than we actually made there.
That was a whole story.
Yeah. That's a whole other story for another day. But we fucking explosion, and now it's like, okay, now we're like driving west again, and it's like, all right, we might as well stop and see my fucking family, because I do love my little brother and sister. Always a bad idea, though. Yeah, but I do love my little brother and sister.
I know, it's
so
not
I want to see
fault,
them.
So yeah.
You know, and I want to see my mom, you know. So it's like, all right, we stop. We see them, and honestly, it wasn't a bad time this time. It was like, it wasn't
that great, but
it wasn't that great, but it wasn't bad. I had some nice time. It wasn't like an explosion, so that was good. I got to see the twins, whatever. And so then we're going to the West Coast again, and dude, fucking A. South Dakota problems with the RV.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a fucking problem. And then we get to Utah, another fucking problem. We break down on the highway, and our entire fucking life
oil
is in here.
splattering all over my car.
Oil, I'm seeing smoke
coming out of the art. It was,
you know. Luckily, I have a lot of tools, so like I'm instantly like, okay, this is the problem. But now we're like in Utah, so there's like no place for like 30 minutes. So I go get the parts, get it going again, and we like limp it up away, and then boom, that part blows again. And so I'm like, all right, there's a bigger issue here. So then I fucking like gimp it back to a truck stop, and now I'm doing a full ass coolant flush at a truck stop. And then, okay, we drive it like an hour to this RV park, and I'm like, all right, I think I fixed it, you know, like, it's cool. So we hang out at this RV park for a while, you know, we go to this like
hot spring.
Yeah, that was a great time. The hot spring saved my life in Utah. And we go to leave, breakdown again. And then it's like, dude, fucking A. So then I go back, I have to get all these parts, I gotta do this, I gotta do that. Anyways, I end up fixing it. But by this point, like, we had a $30,000 job lined up in California, and that blows up. And that's the whole fucking reason we're going to California, by the way.
At this point, yeah.
At this point, we're literally going from Wisconsin to California. I just had moved somebody's whole house for them, and they're a bunch of dick bags. They fucked us over so bad, dude. So yeah, they're a bunch of fucking dick bags. And so anyways, we were driving to their house to renovate their kitchen, and they were supposed to be $30K, and they fucked us over. So now we're like in Utah, and it's just breakdown after breakdown, and then we lose this fucking job, and I'm just like, what is life again? Like, what the fuck? And then we meet like the coolest, the nicest person that has came into our life for a long time, and we end up getting a job in Vegas to renovate some stuff in this woman's house. So now we ended up in Vegas, and we're staying in this fucking house, which was crazy. Like, she literally, like, we had never met her. We talked on the phone like once. She leaves like a whole stack of cash and like the keys for her house. Like, I'm like,
leaves the house,
and just
we're
leaves
going
the house.
to her empty house.
Yeah. I was like,
Yeah.
wow, it's so nice to like be trusted and shit. That was cool, but it was just like crazy. I was like, wow, man. But you know, when the vibes are right. And now she's like one of our best friends. So that's great.
Yeah.
And that worked out because I have no friends besides Jen and this woman now. So she's awesome. Anyways,
yeah, so we ended up there for 2 months because it was a whole renovation project, and then some
it was
crazy
almost like
shit.
3.
It was almost like 3. Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
And some even more crazy shit happened while we were there. That's like a whole other story.
Yeah, dude. There's like 9,000 stories within
within
this story that we'll get into later, and I'm trying to keep it short, but it's so fucking hard because it's such a clusterfuck. We skipped over Michigan completely.
We did, and when we were in Michigan, we almost died because we were at some creepy situation. That needs to be its own episode.
Thing.
We were literally in the middle of nowhere, deep in the woods.
We easily could have gotten murdered and avoided a murder situation, I think. And TikTok all agreed. And this is actually like what propelled our TikTok account was the murder story in Michigan. Yeah, we told the story
and we were trying to figure it out with other people. We
were
like, these are all of our details that we have. And they're like, yeah, you were this
Dude,
close.
How crazy would it be if we like fucking made this episode and then somebody's like, oh yeah, there is a lot of people missing in this area.
I hope that that's the case
like,
because this guy had the perfect setup for... like trafficking or just fucking targeting travelers and not getting caught, and he's also really smart with the law.
Yeah,
that's a whole story.
We'll get into that later. But yeah, now we're in fucking Vegas. A bunch of crazy shit happens there. We like are renovating his house. I invent a screen printing frame that's going viral, and that's like what propelled
so much money so quickly.
Yeah,
but like slaving.
I was slaving, dude. I was slaving so hard. It was crazy. Like, I was working from, like, the time I woke up to the time I went to bed. I'd be, like,
and
waking up.
And then in between the night to deal with these printers.
Yeah, waking up to change these 3D printers. Cause
that we're running in someone else's house who's being nice enough to let us run this, like, random business that just sprung out of nowhere.
It was supposed to be for, like, 2 weeks. It turns into, like, 3 months. And she was, like, so awesome for letting us stay, you know? Yeah. I don't even, like... know how to express how awesome that was of her to let us stay, but like she's really awesome for that anyways.
No, she hooked it up. She saved her ass.
Yeah, multiple times now.
Yeah,
but,
multiple times.
You know. Yeah, so anyways, after that, now I have like hundreds of orders. I have hundreds of orders that are like
with nowhere to go.
Worldwide, hundreds of orders, and I have like fucking 2 days. 2 days to find somewhere, and like the days are just going by, and I'm like so busy with these orders. Like, how am I supposed to be like scouting places to live?
So
and
we're on TikTok again.
So now we're on TikTok again. And like one of our friends off TikTok made a post in a Facebook group, and we found this place that we've been at for the last few months running this, and I like run all the business stuff out of a shed. And like building a fucking business in an RV in a shed
with no
off
power.
grid, no power. It's fucking hot or cold, no in between ever. It's like never comfortable. It's like such a challenge, honestly. I've like helped build a lot of businesses up and I've done a fucking lot in my life, but like this is one of the biggest fucking challenges between the dogs, the overstimulation of RV life, and building a business. It just feels like I'm working from like sun up to sundown all the time.
Yep.
And it's like I can't even like take a hot shower at the end of the night.
No, you can take a cold hose down like a dog.
Yeah, a cold hose down's good, you know. But like, honestly, living in an RV is challenging enough for a lot of people, and like most people that do this have like a tech job or like, you know,
income consistently
or just like do content. And like I'm building like a physical business
and doing content
and renovating house and doing this and being a full-time ass mechanic on the car, the RV, or some fucking shit,
and just being off grid in general.
You know, it's
we have to deal with our own trash, deal with our own shit, deal with our own this.
You know, run the generator, and now it's out of propane. Got to dump the water. Got to do this. Got to do that. Like it feels like it never ends with the RV life, you know. And then on top of that, I'm doing orders and like the most intolerable conditions for screen printing.
Yeah, in a hot shed where the ink is curing in the heat. So it's like a window between morning and night.
It's like I have to get up in the morning and do it, and then do it at night.
Yeah.
There's like no in between in the middle of the day, so that gets hard.
But we're here now in California, and we are lost yet again.
Not necessarily. Like, we have a lot of direction. It's not that I'm lost.
It's more the situation. We're like...
It's just like, how do we continue doing this in the RV?
When we want to expand.
And I have so many ideas for this whole brand with like umbrellas underneath of it, with the podcast, with this, like Jen's writing a book about the story. We have all the content. I have my DIY content. Like we do a lot of stuff.
And we want to just keep doing more, adding more to this, but like we need more room.
Yeah.
We need more amenities. We need more space.
And I want to like
turning off time.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah.
Because it's just operating on burnout is like no joke. It's been like
I was burnt out when we got in the RV. That was the whole point of the RV, was to like be like a fairy in nature, painting and having fun. Because like I have worked my ass off since I was 11 years old, and like I helped build a whole company in Philly that I got fucked out of, but like it was like 80 hours a week, sometimes fucking more.
Yeah,
you know, sometimes it fluctuated a little less sometimes, but it was still, I had extreme burnout from that, and I was burnt out when I got that fucking job. Let's put it that way. So I've been burnt out.
More and more work.
Yeah, especially for me, like RV life. It's like driving the RV. I always finding somewhere to put the RV. I always like thinking about this. I always thinking about that. Like fixing this, fixing that.
But it honestly feels like a boot camp for our souls in a way. We've been put through a lot of tests. Our relationship has been put through a lot of tests. We've literally gone through everything you could possibly go through in the span of 3 years.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Basically, you know, for like a relationship test. Yeah, so that's solid.
Yeah,
we've got that.
We've been through some shit. We're also in this tiny RV together 24/7.
Yeah.
We get 0 alone time, which I'm not even necessarily advocating for. I think being alone is healthy.
It is.
And we do miss that. But like for being together 24/7, we're really like compatible for the conditions that we have. Like it's just easy to like, I don't know, not get irritated with you even when there's so much irritating things going on and you're having a mental breakdown. It's just like
Jen handles my mental breakdowns very well.
Yeah, I feel like I do.
You do.
I
you
know.
do. You're a champ.
Yeah, I try. Sometimes it does. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I know.
But
I say sorry pretty quick.
Yeah, you do. You're really self-aware. So that really helps.
It is, because most of the people I've been around with my mental problems are not self-aware, and it hurts your feelings really bad forever because they never say sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, you know, that's what happens when you have a lot of trauma, and we're working through it, and the circumstances are crazy.
It honestly really fucking sucks having this much trauma, like, genuinely, because it's like...
It's compounded.
It's compounded on top of the burnout, on top of the ADHD, on top of this, but it's like all the fucking symptoms I have are so crazy, and then like it's like PTSD, CPTSD, fucking, what else? Probably BPD, ADHD. It's like all this shit together, and then I've had like 10 concussions, which also give you horrible symptoms, and then I've like worked in so many mold houses, which also give you horrible symptoms, and I have to like fry my brain on dopamine looking at my phone all day, every day for money now, which really does not help. The like overstimulation, and then the dogs are constant, and we basically live on an airplane, you know.
It's so narrow, there's no pop out, so we're not really like able to move around. There's no stretching area.
No.
You'd think that we'd be working out more fit than ever, and no, it's more
actually
sedentary. The worst it's been on our bodies. Like we are
like trapped to this RV, or like always working. So it's
our life is in here. We're really selling the RV dream. We're just like, go get an RV. It's so great.
Yeah,
like,
honestly, like RV life is cool. Like if you want to do certain things, like if you, like our plan was to work camp and do all this other stuff.
Stay in areas for longer. Instead, we were literally life on the road. Like we were never somewhere for more than like
besides Texas. No. Yeah, we were never anywhere for more than a month. Well, except when my mom was in the hospital. That was like 2 months. But, you know, other than that.
And that was horrible. We were in parking lots. We were in a shitty situation.
It was such a terrible time.
Yeah.
RV life is really cool if you can actually go and see this stuff and do certain things. But, like, also when you're, like, completely just ripcording it like we did, and you have your entire life, including, like, thousands of dollars worth of tools and this and that.
You need to stand by here all the time.
You have to be pretty close. And I don't trust my dogs being in here by themselves. So it's like we're pretty trapped to the RV. Like, sometimes we take turns at the gym, shit like that. It's like sometimes we're paranoid. But when you're, like, on BLM land, like, sometimes there's some sketchy people. And I don't want to fucking leave my entire life with no backup plan. So that became a thing pretty quick, and like nothing went as planned. But like I think
it got to the point where we couldn't even plan where we're gonna go here next. It was just like, let's get through today's, and let's get through this week, and let's get through...
and let's just keep going.
Yeah, we couldn't even foresee anything. It was just like one obstacle after another obstacle. So once we overcome this obstacle, then we can even remotely begin to think about the next steps.
Right. And, like, the whole time we're also trying to, like, build up this brand and this, like, social media thing. But, like, obviously, social media takes a good couple years of unpaid work, which
So
we're
that was-
finally just past that point. But you know, thank God for TikTok. Honestly, TikTok is the shit. Like, the community on there is so much more supportive than any app I've ever been on. Our TikTok community got us through a lot of shit. They bought a lot of shirts.
And we didn't have a lot of followers at this point. It was like
No.
8,000, and we had like solid people on there.
Yeah,
that
like a
were
little
invested.
family, and they're still really fucking
Yeah.
awesome. Whore fam, that's what we call them.
Yeah.
You know, it's a good time. Like, whore for life.
Mhm.
We got matching tattoos with the lady in Vegas, and
Yeah.
branded for life with our whore fam.
That was crazy. And it was her idea too. And she has
Yeah.
like one other tattoo besides this, which
Yeah.
makes it even more impressive to me. I'm just like, wow, that means more because you're not covered.
Yeah,
You literally have 2 tattoo now, and one of them is where is it?
the
It's
House of
like-
Rejects.
The House of Rejects. I wish I was flexible, man.
The next episode is about our U-Haul lesbian love story.
We're very different. You know, she was an ex-hunter. I was a vegan activist. I mean, I am a vegan activist.
Yeah, that's just
And
like a lifetime movie
I
right
was
there. Like
straight.
Hunter, like this.
She was gay as fuck.
I really had a bias against straight people, dating them.
Like, you know, a lot of things on the other end of the spectrum. I was raised completely different to how she was raised.
Oh yeah, we have very, very different stories, but we still came to the same fucking conclusions in life, which is really cool.
Dude, yeah.
Anyways, we have a lot to fucking talk about. All we do is yap, so come back next week.
Or whenever the fuck.
Or
we'll be
whenever the
posting
fuck,
like
I'm
that.
not even sure. We're gonna be pumping and dumping, you know what I mean?